At this exact moment, we are living in the most mediocre and disappointing time in our Earth's history.
Alright.
During this time, we have lost our speech and our ability to connect with each other to a piece of metal that loses storage every other day. This phone became more and more popular as it got upgraded and its companies worked on making the biggest margin of profit, which is capital, which is what we live in. Companies such as Apple and Samsung rose to the markets at crazy rates. The stock prices were increasing. They were making more money than they ever could. But sadly, their success is built upon our naiveness and incapability to realize what is coming in our future. In the kindest of words, we are happily accepting failure. Smartphones were created to share thoughts, entertain, and connect people all over the world, but obviously we have abused these privileges. The most disappointing part about cell phone usage is that we have become accustomed to it. We are now becoming blind to deterioration in our social abilities and also bringing along a wave of depression and addiction in teenagers. Sorry, cell phones, they also start to promote irrational standards of life, like we're not living up to the status quo that we see on Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter, and that we're not good enough. The U.S. Department of Human Services announced that from the years 2000 to 2016, depression rates in teenagers rose by 60%. Those were also the years that cell phones hit their highest climax and biggest seller rates. So what kind of coincidence? Oh shit, I just said that. No. But personally, the most disturbing part about this is how people are starting to now use their shields as their phones as shields from social interaction. It is now easier to show feelings than on a screen than on person. We are now spending thousands of hours looking at our screen instead of looking at our humans or our family and spending time with them. And now there are too many beautiful moments that we aren't enjoying, and that rather they're being posted, pictured, and videoed, and instead of being mentally enjoyed. Now, and as a personal story, this has probably happened to all of you guys. When we were younger, do you remember passing notes, like to your crushes? Mm-hmm. So you write down, do you like me in a box, yes or no? And then you'd slide over like, can you just cross it off? And so during this whole time, you're sweating and you're just like this, you can't breathe. And then next thing you know, the teacher reads the note out to the whole class. But the worst part about phones is this is all gone. This doesn't happen anymore. Now, also with phones, it also hurts love in elementary school, but also as we get older, because you can go to restaurants and you see couples on phones, and it's like they're talking to themselves. They're just staring at their phones, swiping right, swiping left, and not talking to their significant other because they're so engrossed into their phone. But through all of this, why did we deserve this? Why did we mess up so bad? This happened because the whole cell phone business is built against us. They purposely push products that they know we'll be addicted to. And they just continually do it to the point where they just don't care. Now, of course, the more that cell phones are used, the more addicted that we become to them. And so in that case, the corporations do not care if you become depressed because of your phone. They do not care about the families and our disconnectivity that has arisen because of phones. They do not care if we can't socialize anymore because of our phones. And the fact that making money matters more to them than our health is just sick and disgusting. I know that hearing the truth sucks, but that's our human failure, that we do not like to acknowledge the story of what is actually happening to us. But through all of this, there's still hope. There's still a hope that we will realize that our lives are going to waste on a piece of metal that doesn't matter. There's a hope that we're going to start to spend time with our families and enjoy our lives again. There's a hope that corporations are going to stop spending more time upgrading and selling phones and maybe focusing on bettering the environment or helping people in what's wrong in their lives. But if we do not change this, our future generations are going to have to face worse consequences than we do, and they'll have little time to restructure and stabilize our society before it gets too bad. Thank you.